This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, March the 29th, 1994, a shocking moment happened in the NFL. Obviously, you can see on the picture that, that's Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson just came off his second straight Super Bowl win as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys were riding high. They took down Buffalo 2 straight times in the Super Bowl. Everything looked good. Unfortunately, he quit as head coach of Dallas. How can you quit a team that you've won 2 straight titles with? This doesn't make sense. Of course, there was a lot of problems and all that. Now, Jimmy Johnson getting into Dallas was huge enough. In 1989, thanks to the coattails of the new Dallas Cowboys owner and fellow Arkansas Razorback by the name of Jerry Jones, he was going to be the owner, and he cleaned house, getting rid of Tom Landry, the only coach in Dallas history. I'm surprised that Landry lasted that long. Anyway, it was huge. And Jimmy Johnson was convinced to go to the NFL from the Miami Hurricanes to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson, the Double J's, the guys who helped Arkansas win the 1964 national title. Anyway, Jimmy Johnson tried his best, but unfortunately, though, he was 1-15. The Cowboys just sucked. However, the problem was that on the field they were bad, but off the field they were duping teams up the yin-yang. Jimmy Johnson said he could find talent in the draft and make savvy trades, especially the Herschel Walker trade, which benefited them. They got 5 players and 5 draft picks. Using those draft picks, Jimmy Johnson and the Dallas Cowboys maneuvered themselves into better positions. One of those key guys was Emmitt Smith. And all that. Anyway, Jimmy Johnson was a head coach to be had from 1989 to 1993. In just 5 seasons with the Cowboys, I'm surprised he only lasted 5 seasons. He's only one of 6 men in NFL history to coach consecutive Super Bowl winners. Vince Lombardi, Don Shula, Chuck Noll, Mike Shanahan. Yes, that Mike Shanahan of the Broncos, and Bill Belichick. Jimmy Johnson would also be key in the month of December, as the Cowboys in his last 3 years were 10-1 in December, and adding on to a playoff record of 7-1. So they were 17-2 from December on for 3 seasons. Of course, their biggest that postseason loss was embarrassingly to the Detroit Lions, who, let's face it, don't really have a playoff history. The funny thing is that Emmitt Smith, when he ran for 100 yards or more in either a regular season or postseason game, the Cowboys were 29-1 under Jimmy Johnson's reign. 29-1. Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones decided to split because they couldn't work together and all that. Jimmy's relationship with Jerry fell apart in 93 because of Jerry Jones wanting to have more say in personnel decisions. Although Jerry Jones was the GM, Jimmy had the final say in football matters and was not willing to give it up. There were rumors that Jimmy Johnson was going to coach the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were coming into the team as an league into expansion in 1995, alongside the Carolina Panthers. It's funny that they'll have Jimmy Johnson for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Double J coaching the Double J's. That's funny. Anyway, so Jerry Jones opened his mouth and said that any coach would have helped the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. That was the final straw. Jimmy Johnson decides to part ways with Dallas on March 28, 1994, and took a $2 million bonus with him. Barry Switzer, who was kind of a big shot for Oklahoma, became the new head coach. Cowboys did win the Super Bowl a couple years later. Anyway, so Jimmy Johnson, that was shocking. And it's also shocking. It's like you coach a school to its, I mean, NFL school, if you will, to back-to-back titles, and then you leave because of animosity between you and the owner. I mean, I get it with Jerry Jones, what he was trying to do, but Jimmy Johnson was steadfast, and he made some great power moves and all that. I mean, the guy even brought in Bertie Kosar, of all people, after Bill Belichick cut him for some stupid reason. And Kosar was the backup for Dallas's 1994 title run. He got a Super Bowl ring. What do you expect? So yeah, it's shocking that a coach leaves a two-time defending champ, a two-time champion, and all that. Back-to-back titles. He's the only one that have left on his own, of course. Vince Lombardi retired, but then unretired for Washington, which was pathetic. Chuck Noll was still Steelers coach from till 1992 when he won his back-to-backs. Mike Shanahan didn't last too much longer with the Broncos. Bill Belichick's been lasting forever with the Pats. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It was huge and all that. So the 1994 season, Dallas did get a Super Bowl in a couple years, but what could have been if Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones got along just joshingly. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.